Nobody tells you about this part. After the divorce, after the kids leave, after everything shifts, you pick up your phone and then you just put it back down. Because there's no one to message. There's no one you can call who will actually get it. There's a kind of loneliness that doesn't look like lonely from the outside. You still have your people, you still have conversations, you might still be going to things, but there's something you're carrying, a weight, a question, a grief. And then when you think about calling someone, you scroll and you realize there's no one. And it's not because something's wrong with you, but because your life has changed and the people around you haven't changed in the same way. If you've ever picked up your phone and then just put it back down without making that call, this video is for you. So I remember one night very clearly. I was sitting on my back porch with a glass of wine watching the sun go down. It was early in my divorce, back when my youngest three were still going back and forth between their dad's house and mine. And that week, my house was empty. And I remember this deep, heavy grief just settling in. Trying to adjust to being a 50% mom and realizing I couldn't parent the way I wanted to, the way I always had. And all at once, I felt inadequate, guilty, lonely, hurt. And then more than anything, I just needed someone to talk to. Not advice, not fixing, just someone who would understand without me having to explain everything first. So I picked up my phone, opened up the contacts, and I scrolled, and I put it back down. I remember thinking, how is it possible that I have all these people in my contacts and no one to call right now? I felt so alone. I just wanted to cry. And then what I didn't understand back then was this wasn't a friendship problem. This was a transition problem. When your life shifts significantly, like divorce, empty nest, or starting over, you don't just lose a role. You lose the whole world that came with that role. The conversation, the rhythm, the people who naturally fit into your day, and no one warns you about that part. I actually wrote about this in my book because that feeling, having no one to call, was something I didn't even have words for before I was living it. So by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what happens and why smart, warm, wonderful women end up feeling like they have no one to call. You're going to understand that it's not a character flaw and it's not permanent. And I'm going to give you 3 things that actually help. Not 3 steps to make friends. It's not a motivational pep talk. 3 real, honest things that I wish someone had told me when I was sitting with that phone that evening in my hand. So, 1, your people did not abandon you. Your season changed. Your friendships weren't just built on affection. They were built around shared life. Same life stage, same routine, same kind of days. When you were married, your social world was organized around that. When your life changes, you step out of that shared world, and the people you love, they're still in it. And you are in a season they've never been in before. So it's not about abandonment, that is transition. It's not that they don't care, even though it might feel like it from your side. They just don't fully get where you are anymore. And what you're craving now is someone who gets it, someone who does get what you're going through. A connection where you don't have to explain yourself, but someone just gets it. That kind of connection, it usually has to be built again in this new chapter with women who are living what you're living. And this is the part that keeps women stuck. Waiting. They either pretend they're just fine and keep on showing up to the same social situations, Ed Sheeran's Surrounded and All Alone song, or they withdraw and they wait. They tell themselves, when things settle down, when I feel more like myself, when life gets a little less overwhelming, then I'll put myself out there. The waiting is the problem, and here's why. Isolation feeds on itself, and the longer you wait, the more you start believing the story that's inside your head, that maybe you're too much, too complicated, or just too far into your own experience for anyone new to understand. And that's just not true. But it feels like it when you're waiting alone for someone to come find you. Hear me. The women who find their tribe in this season are not the ones who feel ready. They're the ones who show up before they feel ready. One conversation, one space, one moment of honesty, and that's how it starts. Your honesty is not a burden, it's an invitation. And this one matters more than most women realize. Your honesty, it's not a burden. It's actually something, the thing that creates connection. Because what most women do is they show up edited. They keep it light, they keep it surface, they don't want to be too much, and then they leave, feeling even more alone than they did when they got there. And here's what I've learned, both from my own experience and from the work I do with women navigating these transitions. The women who find their people, they go first. Not oversharing, not trauma dumping on a stranger, but willing to say, I'm going through a big life change now, and I'm really looking to connect with women who get it. That's it. And the right women, they don't pull away from that. They lean in. Because somewhere in that room, there's another woman who also picked up her phone and put it back down, and she's been waiting for someone to go first. Honestly, that's exactly why I started my Tribe Vibes meetup group, because I know what it feels like to be that woman. And I wanted to create a space where going first feels safe. You're not too much, you're not too complicated, and you're not too far into your own story for someone new to meet you where you are. You're just in a season where your life is changing, and your connections, they need to change with it. It's not waiting for you to get your life together first. It's waiting for you to be honest enough to say out loud that you are looking. You are not behind, you are in the in-between. And that in-between is exactly where your next real friendship begins. If this resonated with you, and if you've ever put your phone down without making that call, subscribe. I post new videos every week for women navigating exactly this season. Tell me in the comments, what is the one thing you wish you could say to a friend right now if you had someone to say it to? And if you're in this in-between season looking for something to sit with you, I have been writing a book called Navigating the In-Between. More on that very soon.